Hello, boys and girls. Guess where I am? I know it. I'm in the sanctuary. Isn't it beautiful? And haven't you been missing these gorgeous stained glass windows and this beautiful space? I know I have. And here I am. Yes, my dear friends, I thought I would bring us into the sanctuary this week, into a place that we've been missing so much, because there are some wonderful things happening in this space during these Corona days, and I wanted to share this with you. And I know that these days have been hard for so many of you, and myself and my family included. These Corona days, they can get wearisome, can't they? And I've often shared with my friends that during this time, it's really felt a lot like being led in the wilderness. It's made me remember that Bible story from the Old Testament of when God was leading the children of Israel through the wilderness for 40 years. I'm just a little older than 40. That's my lifetime. Those people walked in the wilderness to the promised land. But God was leading them, and He was using it as a time to teach them, to grow them in their faith, to show them the leaders that they should believe in, those chosen by God to get them there. And ultimately, they got to the promised land, and it was tough. Walking those days, being in the wilderness all that time, just like it is now for me. I often think of that this is kind of like these days of the pandemic, these Corona days are sort of like our wilderness. And we have to be reminded that it's not aimless, that there is hope in the end, and that God, He is going to take care of us, and He is going to lead us back into this beautiful sanctuary. But luckily, God has given us leaders within this church too, who during this time when we can't be in this sanctuary are using these Corona days to make some wonderful and exciting renovations to our sanctuary, especially to our chancel area. And I wanted to show those to you today because I want you to just be encouraged in your faith. We have been able to creatively make a drive-up worship in our ministry center parking lot, of which we are so blessed to not only have that building in which to do our mission, but this parking lot has become a place where we can come and we can be creative and we can worship God. And God, I know God is pleased. And we're probably going to go from that parking lot at some point into our ministry center to worship there before we are actually able to come back into our sanctuary safely. But I want us personally to use that time as a means of drawing closer to God, to be aware that God is leading us during these Corona days, during these days of our own wilderness, as a country too. And that He is going to bring us safely back into our sanctuary. And we can look forward to this. I all want you to get excited about it. Because when we come back into this sanctuary together to worship God, honey, we are going to throw it down. We are going to raise the roof. And maybe Jesus will come back that day. Who knows? But you need to be encouraged. And I thought it would make your heart, it would warm your hearts and warm your spirits to see this space again and to see what we're doing in here. So hold on 1 minute. I'm going to flip you around and I'll show you all the wonderful things that are happening. Okay, boys and girls, here we are. I flipped us back around so that you can see the front of the sanctuary. And as you can see, the basic structure of the front of the sanctuary is staying the same, right? But I'm getting ready to take you up into this front chancel area so that you can see what's happening. I'm going to try to go slow enough so I don't make anybody sick while I'm walking. So you see, here we are. Those communion railings are there. You see that? Some of the chancel furniture is down here. So you see that? So that's there. But then when we get to this space, you see how the organ's way down front? It's all covered there in order to protect it. But you see, it's way down on the front chancel area right now. There's the piano that used to be in the chancel loft. And then I'll go this way, because this area right here is where we will put the pulpit, which is right there. That's where Pastor Elizabeth here is going to lead us in worship, get us riled up, fired up. But then, as you can see, as I come around this way, all of the chancel area is now open. And look at this, adult choir members and youth choir members. Can you believe it? It's all on one floor. So the jungle gym is no more. Woohoo! Yes, this way we can all be here together. And there'll be no tripping or falling or the potential of anybody getting hurt. And there will be a raised area that's put up there in the back of this chancel area along where the organ is, the wall where the organ is there. See? That goes all the way up there. So right down here, there will be a raised area put back there. But for the most part, this area, all in the front, is going to be one floor. And as you can see, as I come this way now, the front chancel wall, you see that? From corner to corner. It's now out. And the wonderful thing is it's being made and created to be put back in. It's not that it won't be there, but we can have it like this where it's completely removed for more open spacing, for concerts or for worship services in which we use the adult choir and the youth choir and handbells and organ and piano. Who knows? We may get Cirque du Soleil in the sanctuary one of these days. They need a job too. But the wonderful thing about the chancel wall being removable is that we can have a part of it, we can have all of it, or like right now, as you can see, it can be completely removed. And therefore, we are more connected into the sanctuary with all of you. Isn't that amazing? But the biggest thing too, one of the most exciting parts about this renovations project, and I'm gonna back up just a little bit so you can see it, is this new door. You see that? We now have a door that leads from the chancel area. It goes through this old audio video closet that was right here. See that? See all the shelving's been brought down? There's a big old electrical box. And then the old door has now been torn out and made to be spec for a handicap accessible door. So we can walk out and in to the breezeway. Isn't that awesome? I'll back up so you can see more of it here. There it is. Isn't that great? And see, you can kind of see there. There's the door through the old AV room, but now we have that new door. And then from that door, we can walk right back into the sanctuary. See the stained glass window? Yeah, that's what's leading me. So that we can go through this door. Now we're going through the new door, and then we're in to our chancel area. And Pastor Elizabeth will be able to walk right down here and lead us in worship at the pulpit. But isn't that wonderful? So this is what's happening. And I'm just so excited to share it with you. So I'm going to flip this around and finish this episode. So folks, isn't that exciting? It's not done yet, and it's going to take a little while, but we have the gift of time now on our side. And we have wonderful leaders in our church who have been inspired to make this project happen during these Corona days. So I want to thank the trustees. I want to thank Pastor Keith. I want to thank Pastor Elizabeth. I want to thank Burr Fox, who is the head contractor on this project, Triangle Electronics, Thomas Rolfs, who is our organ technician, all of the people who will be helping us put this project together. God bless you and thank you. And just know that when we come back, folks, this whole area, all of our sanctuary will be new and improved to help us worship God and to be a blessing in ministry to our community. So get excited! Woohoo! It's going to be wonderful. And as I say to you every week, come and join us at Drive Up Worship. Come be with us. Raise your voice, worship, honk your horn, and just know that this time now is leading us to a wonderful promised land. And I look forward to being back in this space with you really soon. In the meantime, let's have our final prayer. May the Lord watch between me and thee while we are absent one from the other. Love one another, take care of one another, and we'll see you again really soon.